Well, for Minnesota, they
Welcome
don't want
back,
to
ladies and
disappoint the
gentlemen.
hometown fans,
One
but they'll
game
have their
away
hands
from
full taking on one of the top
All-Star
teams in the
game.
league. We'll see if they can get it done. And tonight, get ready for some highlights. 2 lightning-quick, high-flying clubs. Kenny, when you have teams as athletic as these, how can one side carve out an advantage?
Poise. That's it. You want to be athletic, but you also want to be level-headed. You got to have a combination of the two. You got to execute your plays, and you just don't rely on your physical gifts because that could be detrimental.
And not only that, AMB, FAE.
What's that?
Avoid mistakes, be fast and efficient.
Wow. FMB.
Where do you come up with that?
FAE?
AMB, FAE.
Okay.
Avoid mistakes,
Okay.
be fast and efficient.
God, man, that's quick and fast and
It's
hurry.
going to be an exciting matchup. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
You're the first person who's ever said that.
AMB, FAE.
Yes, I'm one game away from the All-Star. I've been selected for the rookie.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the three-point and the dunk contest. I think I turned down the dunk contest, but they probably still will make me do it. Oh, that's how you change the shoes. All right, here we go. Trying to see all that.
The crowd is assembled here at the Target Center in Minneapolis, looking for the Timberwolves to have a victory here on their home floor. And we've got it for you live, right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. And also joining us on the sidelines, the league's most valuable player in 2004, Kevin Garnett. KG, it is great to have you with us.
Kay, how you been, man? It's good to see you,
Waiting
man.
for you to sit right here next to us. That's what I've been waiting
Man,
for.
thank you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Can't wait to get inside your impressions of this game. It'll be a lot of fun. Last outing for Minnesota, the loss to the Houston Rockets. And boy, they really got humiliated at home. They got flat out dominated in that game, guys.
Yeah, we saw no matter what they tried offensively, the opponent just had the answer.
Well, that was an absolute beatdown, and you hope that they learn and move on from it.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for the Lakers right now, Caldwell Pope is the 2 with Ingram playing small forward. Randall is the 4 with Lopez in the middle. And it's Thompson in at the point. Keeps it alive.
Anticipation by Wiggins jumpstarts the fast break, and you'd think with his athleticism, he'd pick up some more of these.
Here's Thompson. No good
come
that
on.
time. Wiggins with some nice D. And KG, 2 decades later, you still look the same. You don't age. You do not. You do not age.
Man, listen, I wish I could use the Beyonce. I woke up like this, but actually I woke up like this and worked out some more and then worked out a little more to look like this.
You look terrific.
You look great too, man. What's the secrets, man?
I'm following you, watching your
right,
advice.
Yeah, right. You've been doing this way, man. Ken, what year is this for you, seriously?
Broadcast in the NBA. 20 years and then 12 years with 2K.
Man, you're a beast, man. You know what I love about 2K, man? To bring the best in for the best.
You
understand, my dude? Straight up.
That's
straight
why
up
we've
and
got
down.
you. But, Kevin, you play this game a lot, don't you?
Man,
Especially when you were young.
Man, listen, man, 2K is it, bro. Hey, there's no other games out here. This is what it is. If you play basketball, if you online, nobody's playing nothing else. This is it.
Yeah.
2K is the cream of the crop. It's the gang. They know what it is. It's lit. They know what it is. Seriously, they ain't got to do this. They know.
The Lakers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Kevin, growing up watching the game of basketball, who were some of your earliest influences?
My early influences in the game of basketball was Magic Johnson, obviously Michael Jordan, and then Chris Webber. Chris Webber, Malik Sealy was kind of like the younger generation of my inspiration. Yeah. St. John's was one of the destinations. Michigan was one of my college destinations. So those guys were my natural inspirations early on when I was young.
Yeah. Now, here's Thompson. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go.
And just the kind of start you're hoping to avoid. 1 for 5 from the field here early on.
Teague, the pass to Wiggins. Kevin, especially back in Minnesota, you have some Hall of Fame battles with a guy named Tim Duncan. Talk about what those games, what those matchups were like.
Timmy's very crafty, man. Our battles used to just, especially as young guys, man. Young guys trying to establish themselves in a gritty league at the time, full of some older, dominant names at the time. Michael Jordan, Elijah Malone. You know, the time where the forward position was a very, very tough position. But Timmy was one of them ones, man. Used angles very well, was very long, had a lot of counters, very strong, and had an inner beast that people really didn't really talk about because you didn't really necessarily hear or see it. But man, he was one of the best, man. It's not by coincidence. He's one of the ones.
For the Lakers, they won their last contest, that game against the Pelicans in New Orleans. Kevin, one of the biggest moments of your career, the 2008 championship with the Boston Celtics. Talk about the camaraderie among that group of players.
You know, Kev, I can tell right away that we had something special getting together right in September, right before the year started. We started working out together. We started sharing concepts and how we saw the game. Right away, I can tell that the appetite was there. 1 through 15 guys. It was very rare that you're able to get that many guys in that early. As soon as Danny, signed guys, we were in, we were lifting, we was just, around each other, understanding each other, playing a lot. We was playing a lot. Then, fortunately, we was able to go off to Rome that year. Rome was a good distraction for us because we had to lean on one another.
Bond a little.
Seriously, because, none of us spoke Italian. If we wanted to go somewhere, we was always 3-4 deep, and no one was asking and no one was telling us to be with each other. We were just naturally being with each other so much that whenever you saw us to the restaurants, 9, 10 of us, that carried over to practice. Then we got 2 teams that are very competitive. Doc's letting us be who we want to be, and he's letting us play with passion, and our practices are over the top, aggressive, and to the point where it's too competitive to where he has to come in and separates us and, take the balls and cut the lights out and get us out of here, to the point where he just lets us go. Now we start bringing concepts to him. He started trusting our IQs. Now we start putting a couple of things on defense. Thibodeau's in there. He's implementing stuff. When this flow is going like this, you don't know that you're going to win it all, but you know you're on the waves of something special. Right. And that's how that felt.
Kevin, when you entered the draft, no player had made the jump from high school to the NBA in 20 years. And what were your emotions when your name was called number 5 overall?
Oh, man, I remember that. It was
17 years old?
17, just turning 18 at the time. I was in like a whirlwind, to be honest. A lot of people don't know it's a lot of stuff that goes up into the draft, things that I wasn't aware of. You're training twice a day. You're trying to get ready for the combine. You're trying to get ready for pre-draft. You got to do workouts. This is all new to me, on top of still going to high school, trying to, graduate and stuff. So I figured it out. I hustled and I bustled and I juggled a bunch of different things. But once your name is called, it's almost like the culmination. It all comes together. It's a special moment for just you and your family and your loved ones and ones around you. And when my name was called, it felt like the world had stopped and everything was going very slow.
And here's Wiggins after Brandon Ingram getting his shot to go from deep. And Wiggins gets it to go on the assist by Butler. Wiggins has got 5 now. And Kevin, you played for some great coaches, but is there any coach you would have been interested to work with that just didn't get a chance to? Say, you know, Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson.
You know, those are great coaches. I've had very, very little time with those guys.
Maybe in all-star games and things like that.
I have. But, you know, when you do all-star games, you let yourself go. You know, you open up yourself to try to, you know, be there and be present with the guys. Yes. Open up, you know, hey, what's up? What's been up with you? How's the year for y'all? Y'all playing well. We're going to beat y'all when we see y'all, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, you're very cordial. And, you know, you're not talking too much about X's and O's. But you do share perspectives. You do share, you know, philosophies. Pop is a great mind. I had a chance to sit with him a couple times. Phil's a great mind. Phil is super deep and loves the philosophy of. I haven't had a lot of time with those guys. Doc Rivers, you know, shout out to Doc. And, you know, I know he doesn't get a lot for his philosophies, but he's very enriched with philosophies and styles and bringing teams together and trying to make sure that guys stay connected, stimulated. He would always tell us, never get bored with the process.
That's so intriguing. Interesting to hear.
Well, despite his struggles from the field in this period, you know he's going to keep asking for the basketball.
T kicks to Butler. Kevin, it's been said that some guys hated to play against you. Is there someone you hated to play against for whatever reason?
No.
You enjoyed every jump?
I enjoyed every competitor because on the offensive side of the ball, I was always challenged when to use counters or what type of moves I was using. I took a lot of pride in having a variety of moves for different types of defenses. And each guy is going to bring out a different side of the offense in you. And then turning around and then being that defender and being able to guard the post player or the post or whatever the post player was or whatever. Rasheed Wallace was always a tough guard. Tim Duncan was always a tough guard. Zach Randolph was always a tough guard. Chris Webber, Dice, Karl Malone.
Great names. Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Taj Gibson's checked in for Patterson. Muhammad comes in for Andrew Wiggins. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Butler. And it's Lawson in for Teague.
Just a little hesitation on that release, right? His timing looked a bit off.
Kevin, what a lot of fans don't get to see is all the work players do behind the scenes, at home, before games, after games, on off days. Can you talk a little bit about that? Getting your body ready from the end of one game to play the next game. I mean, I've seen it, but you talk about it.
Yeah, the wellness starts right after you stop playing. The minute you come off the court, you're iced. You know, you got to do progressions where right after the game, you shower. Obviously, you got to get massages. You got to get some type of wellness on your legs just because you're running so much. People don't know that you have to lift weights. You know, when we was in Boston, we lift every other day. We had a strenuous strength program. Shout out to B-Dew. Brian Dew, who was our strength coach up there, never let us get a day off. And if you didn't lift weights, then we find you as a players find you. Because it's important for you to come in here and be strong. We need everybody to be as strong as they can be. So you have to lift. And then actually, you know, you practice. But after practice, you have to put time into your own personal game.
Right. So much goes into it. It's amazing. Now here's Thompson coming off a stellar performance against New Orleans. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Thompson's got 9. And KG, talk about how the greats can just impose their will.
It's almost like another level. Yeah. When you see LeBron, what he did to Detroit in that fourth quarter, that's a blackout. You don't know what you're doing. When you see Kobe go for 81, when you see Chauncey come down on a 1, these players are blacking out. These are elite players in elite moments, taking the moment. Paul Pierce is one of the best that I've ever seen grab a moment and savor it and just put it in slow-mo. And nothing speeding them up.
Special players.
But I get a front row seat of seeing that. Ray Allen, the same thing. Had a great composure about himself to slow himself down and hit pressure shots. Tim Duncan, same thing.
Kevin, we see some coaches get extremely emotional on the sideline. Others take a more even-keeled approach, more calm on the sideline. Which coaching style would you prefer to play for when you were in your prime? Did you want a coach who was animated, or did you want a coach that was just kind of settled on the sideline?
You know what? I like the coach that was settled on the sideline. You know, I like to think that great coaches are going to be able to coach you in practice, and then during the games, you know, it's about the product and what you put out on the floor. Yes. You know, coaches that have understanding, coaches that have vision, coaches that understand the game, understand that it's a game of runs, know that it's a game of momentum, and have plays for those momentums and those times are coaches that I've always gravitated to and understood that they
like Doc was kind of in between, wasn't he? Little bit of emotion, but he could also have a calm demeanor on that side.
Doc was on fire. I'm sorry. Doc, there was nothing calming about Doc.
I'm trying to cover Doc's back here.
No, shout to Doc. Doc will rip your head off if you wasn't supposed to. But you know what? You needed to play with that edge. You needed to know that if you wasn't in your spot, 1 through 15, you understood that you were supposed to be there. And it's good to play with that. I think that you don't want to be out there playing like, this is no big deal. Every play is a big deal. And no play absolutely. And you know what? That severity, and you play with that importance and, knowing that you're playing for the next guy. So, that's important.
Tipped away. And here's the fast break. Paul leading the way. Nice shot by Thompson.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Los Angeles shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That free throw good from Nance. Tyus Jones, he's checked in for Ty Lawson. He doesn't get the second one. Timberwolves trail by 7. The shot and game clock separated by 4. It's good. For the Lakers, they won their last contest, that game against New Orleans.
And look, it's always tough to win on the road. You've got to go in with the right mindset, and they did.
I think, Greg, they didn't let the crowd or the noise get to them, and they have to be happy with how they played and executed on the road in that one.
Now here's Crawford. Here's Muhammad. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And so it's Los Angeles holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We've got more in store for you right after this.
Listen to Kevin Garnett talk all day. He's throwing me off.
All-star rosters have been announced. Here's a DJ.
It's an amazing feeling. I mean, playing in an all-star game was my goal from the very beginning, ever since I took my first shot in the NBA. And I didn't think it would happen this fast, so I definitely have to thank my fans and my teammates for helping me accomplish this in my rookie season. I mean, and to think, a year ago, I was just mixing beats and just doing my own thing. And I mean, now, I'm getting ready to play with some of the best players in the world. Can't wait.
And it's funny to hear DJ talk about how quickly he's transformed from a player not in the league to an NBA All-Star.
Yeah, so much can happen in such a short period of time in this league. I have no doubt that DJ will put on a show at All-Star Weekend.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Hustling on that offensive glass. That's led to a number of second-chance points.
I don't think the defense has been very good, and right now they're letting them pounce all over them and get second-chance opportunities.
So for the Lakers right now, they've got Howard. Larry Nance out there with Wells. Then it's Thompson, and it's Ball in at the shooting guard position. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Hugh, in their last matchup against the Pelicans, lit up the floor. He ended up with 68 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what became a great exhibition on his part. The stat line was filled, and the whole league was talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
Hey, David, thank you. Any chance he can match that guy's and that performance again here tonight?
I tell you what, I know he believes he can. His confidence right now is sky high, and he doesn't think there's anybody that can stop him.
Well, there might not be, because he's coming into this game thinking he can be just as dominant as he was the last time he took the floor.
Kevin, of all the people you've faced, who is the toughest guy for you to score against? Down low, we'll pick that geography. Who is the toughest to score against down there?
Listen, I know a lot of people. I've always said Rasheed Wallace. I've always said Tim Duncan. They're probably the two that brought a different level of play out of me. But Shout out to Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson, I don't know if people know this, but Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson was one of the better defenders in the post. He was very strong. He was very long. He didn't go for any counters. He was very disciplined. He was well prepared because he was a veteran. The refs let him get away with a lot, touching and grabbing. He knew when to be physical in some positions. He knew to do what we call work early. He would meet you at the three-point line, and he would be fighting you, and you would post up probably like a step outside the three-point line. Like, he was really good at some of his techniques and how he was able to control the post. After Cliff left the game, I watched a lot of his tape, and I took a lot of his I had to, because it was so effective against me that I was able to use it against other post players on the defensive end.
I never knew that story.
Dennis Rodman was another guy I watched a lot. Akeem Olajuwon I watched a lot, because these guys were laterally very similar to my makeup. Akeem Olajuwon was long. He was able to laterally move with you. I was laterally able to move with guards and able to laterally to slide with some of the forwards and some of the more laterally gifted power forwards. And with that, able to get my feet together, being able to block shots, challenge the rim, stuff like that. Things that, if you're going to get better at something, you got to go and reach and find the great ones that did it before you and take it, and then I was able to apply it, and I did those things.
Minnesota making some changes. Patterson, he's checked in for Gorgui Dieng. Wiggins comes in for Shabazz Muhammad. And it's Jimmy Butler in for Jamal Crawford. And the Lakers also making a switch. Ingram's checked in. Hey, Kevin, when you play with Andrew Wiggins, you saw firsthand just how explosive he can be. What impresses you most about where he is right now and where he could go?
Man, Andrew's potential is through the roof. I've told him this countless times that when he wants to, he can. There's nothing that he can't do. It's just about his consistency and how he sees that, man. I told him, man, the world is his. I've yet to see a player in our league that has the athletic ability that he has, mixed with the IQ and being able to be players on both sides of the ball if he wants to. This kid is super long. He's fast. He's deceptionally fast. Like, I don't think people know how fast he really is. Great shooter, has a great IQ, not a good IQ, a great IQ. I told him, man, I would like to see him with a little more oomph in his step. But if you know Drew, he's laid back. He's super cool. He's smooth with it. And his game reminds you of Steve Smith. And when Smitty used to, rock people to sleep, he has a very good patience to his game.
And, Kevin, you've recently gotten a chance to do more TV. Your show, Area 21, has been tremendous, and the critics love it. Talk about this chapter of your career.
Well, it was something that I wasn't planning on, but, Turner brought me a great concept, and it fit the mold of what any man cave is, and that's really what it is. But the fact that we can go in, watch games on multiple channels, see multiple games, articulate it, give it from a perspective of a player, coming fresh out of this generation of players, giving understanding to this generation of players is very important, because these players now are very different. Teaching these young players, still being mentors of these players, very important. And still loving this game. It's still a beautiful game. Man, the game is growing. I'm watching these kids do all types of different stuff, man. The creativity in our game now is so heightened. So, yeah, I'm having a bunch of fun, which is one thing I never forgot. The piece of advice you've always told me, man, say continue to enjoy what you do, and it'll show. And I'm hoping that I'm making you proud of that, Kay. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, man.
You're an incredible ambassador to all of those things. The game, the fun of life. Right. And you capture a lot of the fun of life.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm enjoying it, so, hopefully it shows.
And, Kev, you think of the great ones. You, Kobe, Jordan,
Timmy,
yeah. How about him? They worked harder than anybody else, Kevin.
And what you learn is that the similarity or the parallel that you all have is our inner animal that you never speak about. We're all a little off. We're all a little dark, but that's what pushes you through pain. That's what pushes you through tough moments. When someone says you can't, when someone says this is not possible, this is unreal, no one has ever done it, that's the moment you're looking for. The moment someone told Kobe that he couldn't get over 50, 60, something Jordan couldn't do, he was driven in that. If Phil wouldn't have stopped him, he probably would have reached 100 points.
He probably would have, yeah.
He did Wilt Chamberlain a favor. And that's just real. He was in that type of mode. We all share that passion. We all share that drive. And the ones that have that inner darkness, we all understand.
It's like a split personality, huh?
It's almost like another level.
Yeah. Kevin, you were always known as wanting to play and always wanting to practice. You were a gym rat. What did you do when a coach would ask you maybe to take a breather? Let's sit out this game. Let's rest up. Would you welcome that? Would you just say, I'll let you know when I can't go? Or how would you handle that situation?
You know what? I've always asked the coach to respect the way I get ready for games. I've always asked him to respect the way I approach the game. I've always asked the coach to respect me and my expertise in knowing my body. I'm very, very vocal. Listen, if one person needs rest and it's me, I know how to raise my hand. I know how to say I need some rest. But, you know, I'm a person who likes to push through a lot of things. I'm a person who understands rest, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm a person who understands that practice makes perfect. And if I can work on something for as long as I can to make something better, because I know at the end when I need it, especially when I used to call it dial up. When I call, I need the answer.
And KG, you're retired from the game now, and you're stepping into the broadcast business a little bit now, aren't you?
Man, you see me?
How do you like it?
You know what? Area 21 is something that is authentic. It's me. I'm having a great time watching the games. It's really cool being a fan now. I can root for people I want to root for. I don't have to worry about preparing and who I'm a guard, and I'm getting the tea. So you know what? It's a great time. It's work. You know, it's not just you go on there and you have a bunch of fun. You know, we actually get some things done, and but we have a great time, man.
You're a natural.
Hey, Kev, listen, watching you, being around you, you know, man, the great, rest in peace to Craig, you know, Ernie, Charles, all these great influences, man, has definitely helped. Not just me, but our younger generations of broadcasters, man. It's totally, I didn't see this being my lane, but I'm having fun with it.
Doing a great job. The dish to Randall. It's tipped. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
Well, superb awareness, Greg, right? Not allowing them to get comfortable running their offense, being super aggressive.
Thompson for three. Kevin, you were so successful jumping from high school to pros. What do you think about the current situation now, the age of 19, the minimum to go to the draft?
You know, I'm always be a fan of the younger kids being able to have the opportunity. I don't like when you put parameters. I could see if college was really teaching these kids and really giving them a solid situation to be able to have something to defer to. But, you know, these kids are not learning at the rate that you would like them to learn in college. And plus, they're not staying in college to these great institutions to be able to apply some of the things they're learning. So I just think that they need...
They're basketball players.
They're basketball players, but they should have the opportunity to take advantage of if you're able to play at 17, 18 like I was. Not saying that every kid's going to have that, but you have obviously the D-League. You have all these multiple leagues throughout the world and where kids go to play. You know, some kids have missed out just because of that 1 year and some mishaps. And you sit here, you can say, you know, for business is good for this. Listen, the business is what it's going to be. We need to develop and have these kids be professionals more than anything. We need to grow these kids from a skill level and an appetite level. Our game was built off for one to be better than the ones that's come before us. You know what I'm saying? Lou Alcindor came in here. He was, a.k.a. obviously Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was more encouraged to beat out Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell more than anything. And then that starts to trickle down from the effect of from Jordan wanting to be better than Larry Bird and Magic to Cole wanting to be better than, you know, it's the same thing. It's being trickled down. And when I think of greatness, I think, you know, it's going to follow. It's going to be shadows, and at some point it's going to mimic.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations Tom Thibodeau says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drive. The magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Five on the clock. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. And it's Brandon Ingram with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Minnesota making some changes. Jang, he's checked in for Gibson. Shabazz Muhammad comes in for Wiggins. And it's Crawford in for Jimmy Butler. And then for Los Angeles, Nancy's checked in for Randall. And Wells is subbed in for Ingram. Crawford with the ball. Now guarded by Caldwell Pope. Crawford kicks to Lawson. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And KG, I have to say, a pleasure to have you with us here tonight, providing your great insight and intellect into these broadcasts. Thanks so much for being with us on the show. I hope you come by again.
Man, K-Hall, anytime you need me, man, you let me know, man. I'm yours, man. You know what it is.
The great, the champion, Kevin Garnett. And Doris, one of the things that really strikes me about KG, he's as smart as he is athletically gifted. What a treat to have him join us tonight.
Well, I'm in awe of his enthusiasm, and it's not just when he's talking, but when others are talking as well. There's so much life to the conversation. Everything he brought to the court for 21 years, he now brings to the booth.
The shot's good. Zhang's got his first points of the night.
Well, the definition of an effort player. Zhang shows off that high motor, converts off the glass. Nice.
Thompson misses.
Yeah, and that three-point shot, it really has looked awful here in the second quarter. It hasn't stopped him from attempting them, but it's time to maybe find something else to do.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And the Lakers, Greg, for a long time could rely on the lure of Los Angeles to draw top free agents. History does a lot, it seems.
Yeah, Paul George listing them on his short list shows they still have that pull, but the Lakers will be big players in free agency, I believe, in the near future.
Oh, a good extension by Bogut. He of the monstrous wingspan also did a really good job timing that shot. That's nice.
Here's Crawford. He's coming off a 22-point game against Houston. And there's the foul. It's on cue. That's foul number 2 for him. And so it's Los Angeles with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Now, you're going to be in the three-point contest now. How are you preparing for that?
Actually, DA, some of the guys have been helping me after practices, put up some extra shots. From what I've heard, you get tired shooting that much in a short time frame. So, I've been making sure I got the energy and the endurance to stay strong through the entire event. Really, I'm just looking to represent the team well.
Well, you better make those money balls. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. What can you say? Q, an impressive effort here today.
And how about that? Already through 2 quarters and some change. He's got a double-double.
I'll tell you, he took over the game in that first half, Greg. They really have got to find a way to slow this guy down.
Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. Zhang is out there with Patrick Patterson. And it's Wiggins in at the small forward position. So that's who Tom Thibodeau starts the second half with. Pass to Ingram. Lopez sets a screen for Ingram. It's stolen by Teague. It's 2-on-1. Up the floor. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. That's good. And so Teague with the assist.
Oh, really smooth. Andrew Wiggins with the terrific mid-range game.
Thompson dishes to Ingram. Trying to find Thompson. He gets it to him. The shot misses. And Minnesota now the other way. Stolen by Thompson. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. The drive by Thompson. Bucket is good. Thompson's got 35.
This guy's trying to close this game out in style. He's not going to stop attacking until he's sure this win is in the books.
Teague kicks to Butler. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. The kick out to Lopez, and he's good on the 3-ball. Lopez has got 5 points so far.
You simply have to remember that Brook Lopez can stroke the jumper. This guy on catch and shoot is terrific.
In the corner, it's Patterson. You know, Doris, when it comes to leadership, there are so many different ways to do it, different ways of leading among the players who are some of the more vocal leaders out there. Who do you have circled?
You know, I think leadership sometimes, Kevin, requires that you make your teammates uncomfortable, and that's not always easy to do. So the two guys that come to mind for me are both Chris Paul and LeBron James. One, they're going to hold themselves to an incredibly high standard, and unless you're willing to do that, it's hard to bring everybody with you. So in terms of leadership, the guys I like watching the most right now in the current NBA are both Chris Paul and LeBron James.
Great examples. Here's Wiggins. Brandon Ingram picking up that last bucket. Shot clock at 6. Butler can't get that one to fall.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Here's Caldwell Pope again, Los Angeles.
Oh, wow. 4 of 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
Minnesota calls timeout. Last time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
Well, listen, I've seen worse performances offensively, but no doubt that group was inconsistent.
Well, certainly it wasn't their best night shooting the basketball. What you have to do is now put it aside and get focused for the next one.
Now here's Teague. He's got 6. Patterson, the screen. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Butler can't get that one to fall. Los Angeles leading by 20. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Thompson from long range. Rebound Minnesota.
He needs to look to try to drive inside and get going. That outside shot is simply not there.
There it is.
Back to Teague. They need this one. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Teague's got 6 points in the quarter.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Teague against Thompson. Over Teague. Thompson misses.
As long as they can hang on to this lead, he won't have to answer for what's been an off night for him.
Floats it up for Wiggins. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Teague. And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Crawford.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Taj Gibson's checked in for the Timberwolves. Jones comes in for Jeff Teague. Timberwolves trail by 17. Outside, Jones. On the wing, Wiggins. Wiggins drawn the double team. Jones, no one around him. They get it again.
I tell you, they better work out harder on the defensive end to box him out. He's going to live on those second chances.
And Thompson kicks to Zubats. Back to Thompson. The 3. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And they double up Butler. Jang the pass to Gibson. Makes it off the glass. Gibson's got 6 points.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And Thompson kicks to Ingram. Wiggins outside. He dishes it to Jones. Back to Wiggins. Jang a screen. Here's Butler. That ball's nice feed that time from Wiggins. 20 points for Jimmy Butler.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Now Thompson. He has 35. Looking to end the drought. Wiggins with the block.
Well, using every bit of that 7-foot wingspan, Wiggins airmailing it back.
Jones for 3. The Lakers with the rebound. Howard's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all. Well, you think about Tom Thibodeau as the architect of so many great defensive teams. For Minnesota, it took some time on the defensive end, but he feels like this team is starting to turn a corner on that end.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
No, I didn't either. I thought his feet were moving. It was close, but he was still sliding in just a...
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Andrew Wiggins, he's checked in for Gibson. Butler comes in for Jang. Jeff Teague, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And Ty Lawson subbed in for Tyus Jones. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Brook Lopez is checked in for Howard. Randall comes in for Ivica Zubac. Ingram, he's checked in for Larry Nance. And it's Thompson in for Wells. Taking a look at Los Angeles. The young pair of Ingram and Randall are at the forwards. Ball out there with Thompson. And it's Lopez in at the 5. And for Thibodeau, you simply can't play for him unless you exert maximum effort on defense. Doris, he can be tough but fair in what he demands.
Well, as long as you're willing to work hard every single day on every possession, you can play for Tom Thibodeau. This is a guy who constantly preaches the importance of the little things, and he wants proper defense to become second nature for his team.
Wiggins dishes to T. Outside Butler. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Thompson. The Timberwolves again can't hit. And here comes the break. From deep. Los Angeles with another miss. Timberwolves trail by 18. Outside Butler. They set the pick. And the pass to Muhammad. Comes up empty down low.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
Well, I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
Jang, the pass to Butler. Teague against Thompson. That one a little long.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space. Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. Unleash chaos. And what a play it was. Butler kicks to Teague. Jang with a screen on Thompson. Teague dishes to Jang and finished off by Jang.
Well, that's how you want your big guys to finish, right? Jang rolling with a purpose.
Here's Thompson. Makes it off the glass. Thompson's got 42 in the game.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now. I'll tell you, if he keeps missing shots, it's going to be a tough night to try to trim this lead.
And he banks in the layup. Thompson's got 6 here in this quarter.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Here's Butler. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Patterson's checked in. Lakers leading by 22. The drive by Thompson. He goes up again, and it's good on the layup. Thompson's got 46 points.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
The shot by Muhammad. Nobody around. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got 6 assists now in the game. Teague against Thompson. That one doesn't drop. Great D that time from Teague. Wiggins kicks to Teague. Muhammad with it. Now guarded by Caldwell Pope. Pass to Wiggins. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Muhammad against Caldwell Pope. Thompson comes with the double team. Muhammad, no luck.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
And the call will be against Julius Randle. That'll be his second foul of the game. Timberwolves trail by 21. Teague with the ball. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite certainly. But Doris, I've heard you say on more than one occasion you'd love to see a 3-on-3 competition.
Kevin, I think if you're trying to learn the game of basketball, putting yourself in a situation to play 3-on-3 is one of the greatest ways you can develop your game. One, it teaches you how to pass and cut, right? You cannot be effective in a 3-on-3 game unless you understand how to screen for somebody, how to set yourself up to come off of a screen. The shorter dynamic of the 3-on-3 in a half-court environment is one of the best ways to learn how to play the game of basketball.
I love that analysis. That's terrific. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Doris, we're always talking about players developing their skill sets. What do you think is the hardest skill to develop as a broadcaster?
I think for me the hardest skill to learn was to learn how to relax, to have fun, to not be anything but your most authentic self, because I think the viewer picks up on it if you're forcing things, if you're trying to be another broadcaster that perhaps you like to emulate. So I'd say that was the hardest thing.
I always say broadcasting a basketball game is like a running conversation between two people because there's so much scoring and the rhythm and the flow of the game just lend itself to that.
At its best, you're 100% correct. Boy, this guy has had a major impact on this game. The scoring he has done has propelled them to this lead.
Wiggins outside. Jang a screen. Off the screen. Randle grabs the board. Randle's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Caldwell Pope against Muhammad. Fires the 3. Rebounded by the Lakers. Lopez has got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Thompson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Doors with the players being so athletic and the plays happening so incredibly fast. The league is looking at maybe 4 or 5 officials. Would that just be more whistles or better officiating?
I'm glad you're chuckling about this because I don't know how the geometry of this works.
Thank you.
As it is, sometimes the size of the players seems to swallow up dimensions of the floor. Kevin, one of the things that Steve Kerr once said to me was, we are trying to make officiating a science when in fact officiating is an art, and sometimes mistakes is part of the human dynamic. Can we leave the officials alone, please?
And I think if they're over 90% correct, which is I think even low in terms of success in them calling a game, that is phenomenal. And the analytics, as you know, Doris, coming from the league office, is off the charts. They've never been more detail-oriented.
Correct. The NBA officials are the best in the world. Are they perfect? No. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Let's just play on.
And it's time for an injury report. Let's find out the news on Jimmy Butler. Dave, what's the update?
Thanks, guys. I got a status report from the Timberwolves head athletic trainer. He told me that in his opinion, the injury does not appear to be too serious. If he were to miss a lot of games, this would be a huge blow. This is a team that hoped and expected to make a deep playoff run this year. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you for the update. I know we're all interested in what his status is.
And it might be a tough road back for him. But one thing's for sure, he will be back.
Well, we know this. The guy's a fighter. I'm sure nobody's more disappointed than he is to have to go through this. But I am sure this guy will work every day to get back as quick as possible.
Here's Thompson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Thompson's got 55.
Boy, he has exploded. You couldn't ask for a better quarter from a guy.
Zhang with a screen on Thompson. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. Stolen by Thompson. Caldwell Pope against Crawford. Lopez kicks to Thompson. The feed now to Caldwell Pope. Crawford with the steal. 4-on-3 break. Here's Wiggins. A beautiful reverse layup.
Yeah, with those long strides, Andrew Wiggins so dangerous in transition.
Teague against Thompson. Lopez kicks to Caldwell Pope. To the paint. And it's Thompson that time on the assist by Caldwell Pope. Thompson's got 57 points.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
Zhang a screen. Lopez with the steal. Thompson passes to Caldwell Pope. The wide open look here for Lopez. Off target from three-point range. Minnesota's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Lakers.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And this will push their record to 39 wins in a good effort tonight.
And they put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only one left to play.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Q.
Well, I think his contribution clearly came at the defensive end, right? He came up with a bunch of huge steals. He was a menace all night long.
And all the energy has been sucked out of this arena. This is not what the fans came to see.
Well, they took the crowd completely out of this game, and when you get a lead like that, it's sort of deflating for the home crowd. What a solid victory on the road.
Takes the three, cranes the three-pointer. Thompson's got 60.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
Well, this is exactly how you put teams away. Late game execution leads to a tremendous win.
It's tipped. It's stolen by Randall. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, performance at both ends.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.